Welcome to Inside the Paint, an inside look into all the action of the British Basketball League. I'm Jeanette Kwakye and I'm joined by two people who know their way around the key, Ovie Soko and Mike Tuck. We're about to take a look at the action coming your way during round 14, but first, make sure to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss any of the action. Well, the Leicester Riders hosted the Caledonia Gladiators this Friday. Last time these teams met, the Gladiators won by just 1 point. Let's take a look at what happened this time round. As expected, the Caledonia Gladiators came out of the gate and showed their class. A first quarter masterclass from the dynamic duo of Patrick Whelan and Ian DeBose combining for something special to set the tone. But it wasn't a half that the Gladiators were going to have all their way. The Leicester Riders' new signing, Teddy Buckets Allen, hit the ground running with an incredible debut, scoring 14 points to take the Riders into the half, 4 points down. And it was the second half where the Gladiators looked like they were about to enter cruise control. At 1 point, 13 points ahead, only for the third quarter to end 22 points apiece. We had a game. And then into the fourth and final quarter, some outrageous buckets from Allen. Gladiators and Riders super tight for pretty much most of the half, but a 26-14 fourth quarter meant a much-needed win for Rob Paternostro's squad, and in no small part, a massive thanks to Teddy Allen, 32 points, and some might say the signing of the season. Wow, I enjoyed that game, and I know you and Ovie did as well, Mike. This is a debut and a half. I mean, we don't get to see this often.
We definitely don't. You know, I said it before during that game that this is probably the most impressive debut I've seen by a player coming into the British Basketball League since my time here. Teddy Buckets, you know, he earned that name. Buckets is what he gets. Great debut from the young fella.
I mean, we've not seen a debut like this in the league since, what, November 2016, I think the stat is. And it just goes to show, actually, we are attracting talent into this league that might just really change and shift the dynamic a bit.
Oh, the talent's ever growing. You know, there's more and more competitive teams. As we're looking at the league table, I think 3 through 7, 3 through 8 is very, very close. And even up at the top, it's very close. Everyone thought London Lions were sort of going to run away with it, myself included. But that's just not the case. You know, talent's on every single team. And it's really impressive.
It's really impressive, and a much-needed win, of course, for Leicester Riders as well, so well done to them. Two other games have taken place this week, starting with the Manchester Giants hosting the Bristol Flyers. Josh Bett and Graham Hiscock called that one. And what happened during this matchup?
Well, thank you very much, Jeanette. And, of course, what a game it was tonight in Manchester. I mean, they came out right from the start, shooting the ball well from the perimeter, but defensively causing a lot of problems for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, they're over 20 points above their average for the season, the Manchester Giants, 103 points, and so many people contributing. 7 different three-point shooters, 5 players in double figures. Evan Walsh off the bench, scoring 22 points himself, 46 points from the bench. It's such a luxury almost for Brian Simonian to have these sort of players coming off the bench, as well as Balsier as well. Really liked his play.
You know, Giants have yet to win consecutive victories here in the British Basketball League. They have a chance, of course, against the London Lions. That's a big test, but credit to the Giants. The time they went to the Copper Box, they put on a hell of a performance.
Yeah, we covered that game, and they gave the London Lions all they can handle. So again, if Lions rest any players and Manchester Giants are at full strength, that will be a very close encounter.
Yeah, what do you think has been the difference, of course, with the Giants? You know, we talk about the defense, we talk about the perimeter shooting. Me personally, I think collectively, the synergy looks a lot better within the team.
Yeah, they look comfortable with each other. Evan Walsh touched on that in his interview. They're getting to know each other. They know who's playing alongside them. But Roberting was a real animal inside. It was a complete legend. But everybody is contributing in their own way. And that's going to be very difficult for opposition to scout this team, because who's going to come up big next?
Well, thank you very much, Jeanette, and back to you.
As always, thanks to Josh and to Graham. And the second game on Friday saw the two top teams come head-to-head when the Cheshire Phoenix travelled down to the Copper Box in East London to take on the Lions. Joel Osborne and Lloyd Gardner had this one, and who came out on top?
Thanks, Jeanette. Yes, this was a huge game in the top of the British Basketball League standings, and Coach Lloyd Gardner and I on the call for that one, and it really lived up to expectation, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. You know, both teams offensively, we know how strong they are, and we saw that from both teams. Cheshire, you know, superb through 3 quarters, really. Looked like the team in the ascendancy, you know, great momentum from them, couple of individual standout performers for the Cheshire Phoenix, but then, you know, the team in London Lions is playing again in the Euro Cup with a lot of experienced players, really stepped forward in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, momentum was with the Cheshire Phoenix going into the fourth quarter. I mean, Rideau got that steal, the breakaway dunk in transition, and then just like that, London Lions were just able to snatch the momentum back going into that, the closeout of the game.
Yeah, the 2.5 minutes at the start of the fourth quarter, a 10-0 run, all of a sudden from nowhere, almost from the Phoenix from the ashes, should we say. The London Lions, just appeared from nowhere. Matt Morgan really stepped up, and then the MVP of the game, Sam Decker as well, kind of just willed his team back into it. 35 points in the fourth quarter for the London Lions, and Cheshire Phoenix were a bit shell-shocked for the first time. They didn't really have the response that we'd seen through the first 30 minutes.
What does a result like that do for London Lions? I mean, it does create that separation in the standings, but full of confidence for them now going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think it's a confident London team anyway. I think that they'll be pleased to get the win. Obviously they're balancing the Euro Cup schedule. They played during the week, so that's been tough for them. But I think for the Cheshire Phoenix, I think even in defeat, this is another positive step for them. London's the only team they haven't defeated. They'll be happy with second place, surely. And as I said in the game, despite the loss, I think there's positives from Cheshire. They'll look at that 2.5 minutes. They'll be frustrated with the final quarter, but apart from that, they'll believe that they should be there, and they're able to compete with London.
Thanks, Lloyd. Well, it was a huge result for the London Lions that rallied back from a double-digit deficit to create separation at the top of the British Basketball League standings.
Thank you, Joel, and thank you to Lloyd as well. And of course, we've got 3 more games heading your way this Sunday, starting with the Surrey Scorches hosting the Caledonia Gladiators. Now, Caledonia has recently signed Mike Bothwell, who made his league debut tonight against the Riders. Tell me how you think he got on, Ovie.
I feel like Mike Bothwell is in a very, very different situation to Teddy Allen. He's someone who's coming in and they're not looking for him to sort of take over. Caledonia are a team that's been winning. They've been playing very, very well. So I think any additions are definitely going to have to complement what they already have. So I feel like he's still trying to kind of find his feet, find where he fits in on that team. And obviously, Teddy Allen sort of stole the show, so it's very difficult to talk about anybody else. But I think he's just finding his feet.
He's finding his feet. And Mike, what are your thoughts on Mike? Not you yourself, but the other Mike.
Yeah, I got to agree with Ovie there. I think, he started the season in Israel, and because of the conflict there, he had to leave. So he's had a bit of turbulent start to his season. You got to remember, he's just a rookie, so he's coming in. He had a couple moments tonight. I think he had 4 points, so getting down the lane a little bit. But he's a guy in college at Furman. He spent 5 years there, put up some big numbers, had some big games. So we know he has it in him. But he's a rookie. He's got to get integrated into a team that's already well established and has all the roles figured out. So it's going to take him a little time to get in there.
Yeah, take a bit of time. But for the team, Caledonia themselves, they stay on the road for their second game of the week. How do you manage that? It's quite lengthy spells of travelling between as well. It's not always fun.
It definitely is, especially when you're coming all the way down from Scotland and then coming off a tough loss against Leicester Riders team. But I think it's the small things. Obviously, you've got to get your rest. You've got to eat right. Guys that need treatment got to get treatment. And just stay focused, stay prepared. I think it's always a long season. It's so easy to look at the shortcomings, that happen, but you got to stay focused on the long-term goals.
Okay, let's see how they get on. They are having a fabulous, superb season, so we'll see how they get on this week. But we want to know what you think as well. Leave a comment below letting us know all your predictions for this round. And it has been a busy week so far for the Lions. First, they had a tough loss in the Euro Cup on Wednesday, and this evening they won against Cheshire by 7 points. And next, they're hosting Manchester. We're joined by Dan Routledge and Azania Stewart, our little dream team up there in the comms box. And Azania, is this a chance for Manchester to really build momentum now? Now, crazier things have happened than London losing to a lower-ranked team.
Yeah, thanks, Jeanette. It's my dream team right here. Dan, you're right. I think Manchester, they're up and down. They come with full of energy, but London Lions, it's always their schedules. And when we've seen London Lions lose, it's when they've got this jam-packed schedule in the week of Euro Cup travelling. And then obviously they played. So they played Wednesday, Friday, and then they play Sunday. It's a lot. So if you're going to beat London, this is the time. But that's a huge win coming back this evening.
The other thing about it is Manchester coming off the back of an excellent victory over Bristol on Thursday night, putting 100 on the board themselves. So they'll come in with a lot of confidence in that. Evan Walsh is playing as well as we've ever seen him last couple of games, career high both times. And also, don't forget Nicholas Lewis. Last time they went down there, he wanted to remind them he used to play for the Lions. Yep. He knows how to put the ball in the basket. Manchester, maybe not the best defensive team, but they've got enough weapons to go in a scoring race with London.
Well, they love the challenge, and Manchester is all about energy. Like you said, Lewis, he dropped a 30-piece when he went down to London Lions. But for me, I think London Lions is built for this and this schedule and their guys, and I think it will go to London Lions. I have to make a decision for you, Jeanette.
As always, I expect nothing less. Thank you to Zania and to Dan. Now, to close out round 14, the Cheshire Phoenix will be hosting the Newcastle Eagles. We're joined by Drew Lasker. Man who knows them well. Drew, this is a battle of Player of the Month. LaQuincy Rideau and first runner-up Jordan Johnson. What do you think of those results?
Well,
and who
Jeanette,
do you
if you
think
would have asked
can
me
lead
at
their
the
team to
beginning
victory?
of the season, I would have said this is a measuring stick game for the Cheshire Phoenix. But oh no, this is a measuring stick game for the Newcastle Eagles, as the Cheshire Phoenix have proven that they for real. I mean, we saw them go toe-to-toe with London on Friday night, and that's not an aberration. That's the second time that's happened. And so we will see if Newcastle stands up to the plate. They've been up and down this season. They're down now, but I really think for this matchup, they'll get back on their way up.
Thanks so much, Drew. Ever the optimist, though. But Mike, do you agree with what Drew said?
Yeah, I think so. I think, there was a lot of anticipation about this Newcastle Eagles team, and everybody wanted to see. They made some huge signings over the summer. This was supposed to be their year, and they've come up a little short, and coming into this game, they're coming off a 3-game losing streak, last one in Europe and in the ENBL. So this is a big game for them. This is kind of, getting to the point now. We're getting to that mid-season point where you can't just give away games anymore.
Right.
You got to start winning if you want to start climbing up those ranks.
Yeah, certain results are really, really going to matter now. And this brings me to my next question about who's impressing you most so far this season. You're not allowed to say Teddy Allen. He's new to this. He's still got to earn his stripes.
T. Allen.
No, man. He's still got to earn his stripes. Who's impressing you so far?
I think Conor Morgan. Conor Morgan's been playing very, very well. He's been playing confident basketball. I think he's been playing better than he's played in his whole career, in my opinion. I've played against him in different countries, and he's playing really, really confident basketball.
Okay, for you, Mike?
I want to say Teddy Allen after Friday's performance, but I'm gonna give a shout out to Evan Walsh. The young fella. He's not on board, maybe most improved player this season. He stepped up last couple games. Shout out to Evan Walsh.
Okay, well, we have had a great month of basketball here at the British Basketball League, and there's plenty more to come as always. Have a look at this coming your way. As we've already seen, 3 games already this game week. The Manchester Giants and the Bristol Flyers, they went head-to-head, 103-80. The London Lions took the Cheshire Phoenix, 102-95. Great comeback from the Lions. Then the Leicester Riders, their first win in a long time, 96-90 against the Caledonia Gladiators. Then your triple header on Sunday, a treat for you. Surrey Scorches take on the Caledonia Gladiators at 3 o'clock. London Lions against the Manchester Giants at 4:30. Then the Cheshire Phoenix take on the Newcastle Eagles at 6 o'clock. All of those available on our YouTube channel. So that's all from us this week. Please do drop us a comment below letting us know who you're cheering for, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the unbeatable action from the British Basketball League. But it's goodbye for now.